For decades, financial celebrities built their reputations on judgment, sharpened by experience, pattern recognition, earned through cycles, and intuition, forged in uncertainty. Then technology changed the terrain. First quietly, then all at once. Books, letters, and interviews written by famous investors over the last decade reveal a fascinating shift. Artificial intelligence and advanced technology are no longer viewed as tools for speculation, but as infrastructure, reshaping how capital is allocated, protected, and scaled. One of the first clarifications these investors make is that AI is not being used to replace judgment, but to augment discipline. Financial celebrities are acutely aware of their own cognitive limits. Bias, fatigue, overconfidence. Technology, when used correctly, reduces error rather than chasing brilliance. This orientation matters. AI is not hired to predict markets. It is deployed to enforce process. Books that explore how elite investors integrate technology emphasize a consistent principle. AI works best where humans are weakest. Pattern detection across massive data sets. Risk monitoring in real time. Scenario simulation without emotion. These tasks do not replace human decision-making. They protect it. The celebrity investor remains the final arbiter, but with clearer signals and fewer blind spots. Another recurring insight is restraint. Contrary to popular narratives, most financial celebrities did not rush into AI-driven trading. They watched, they tested, they waited for reliability. Books describe how early experimentation was often limited to back-office functions, compliance, and risk management. Only after trust was earned did AI move closer to capital allocation itself. These investors also stress that technology introduces a new kind of risk, false confidence. Models feel authoritative, outputs feel precise. But precision is not truth. Financial celebrities repeatedly warn that AI systems are reflections of past data, not guarantees of future behavior. Blind reliance is framed as one of the fastest paths to ruin. Another theme emerges around competitive advantage. When everyone has access to similar tools, advantage shifts away from information and toward interpretation. AI democratizes analysis. It does not democratize judgment. Books show that famous investors focused less on owning the best models and more on asking the right questions of them. Quality of input mattered more than sophistication of output. AI also reshapes portfolio construction in subtle ways. Financial celebrities describe how technology allows more granular diversification, dynamic rebalancing, and continuous stress testing. Portfolios become living systems rather than static allocations. Risk exposure is measured constantly, not quarterly. This responsiveness improves resilience, but only when governance remains strict. Another recurring insight concerns humility towards speed. Technology accelerates feedback. Losses appear faster. Correlations shift rapidly. Celebrity investors emphasize that speed without restraint amplifies mistakes. Many deliberately slowed execution even as data accelerated. Reaction time was optimized, not for immediacy, but for correctness. Books also explore how technology influences what financial celebrities invest in. AI is not only a tool, it is a theme. Capital flows toward semiconductors, data infrastructure, cloud platforms, and energy systems that support computation. But here again, restraint dominates. Famous investors avoid chasing hype cycles. They focus on durable enablers rather than flashy applications. Another important lesson appears around organizational culture. AI integration requires trust, transparency, and accountability. Black box systems erode confidence internally. Financial celebrities insisted on explainability. If a model could not be understood, it could not be trusted. This insistence protected firms from overfitting and catastrophic error. These books also highlight how AI reshapes risk asymmetry. Small firms gain access to tools once reserved for institutions. At the same time, systemic risk increases as strategies converge. Celebrity investors became wary of crowded trades driven by similar algorithms. Diversification now required behavioral independence, not just asset variety. Another subtle insight emerges around reputation. When AI-driven decisions fail, blame is diffuse. When human decisions fail, accountability is clear. Financial celebrities understood this asymmetry and resisted delegating responsibility entirely to machines. Ownership of outcomes remained non-negotiable. Technology also altered how these investors manage attention. AI filters information, prioritizes signals, reduces noise. This cognitive leverage allowed focus on high-level strategy rather than constant monitoring. Time became the scarce asset, not data. Books emphasize that AI adoption changed how financial celebrities thought about edge. Edge was no longer secret information. It was system design, process discipline, integration of human judgment with machine efficiency. This hybrid model became the defining feature of modern elite portfolios. Another recurring theme is adaptability. Technology evolves faster than institutions. Models degrade. Assumptions expire. Famous investors built systems expecting obsolescence. Continuous review replaced static confidence. The willingness to discard tools became as important as the ability to deploy them. Importantly, these books avoid techno-optimism. AI is framed as a force multiplier, not a savior. It magnifies existing strengths and weaknesses. Disciplined investors became more disciplined. Reckless ones failed faster. Technology did not level the field. It sharpened differences. As readers move deeper into these accounts, a clear picture forms. Financial celebrities did not surrender control to machines. They redesigned control. They used AI to create structure where emotion once dominated. They used technology to enforce humility rather than inflate ego. And this is where the story begins to narrow. Because once AI and technology are understood not as shortcuts to outperformance, but as tools for reducing fragility, the role they play in elite portfolios becomes clear. They are not there to guess the future. They are there to protect, process, expand awareness, and create resilience in environments too complex for intuition alone, allowing human judgment to operate where it matters most, under uncertainty, with fewer blind spots and greater discipline, like recognizing that machines can expand perception, but only humans can define meaning, responsibility, and restraint. In the second half of these books, the conversation shifts from what AI can do to how financial celebrities choose to live with it. The most revealing insight is not technological, but philosophical. The investors who integrated AI most successfully were those who remained deeply aware of its limits. They understood that intelligence, artificial or otherwise, does not eliminate uncertainty. It merely rearranges it. Financial celebrities describe a subtle danger that emerged as AI matured the temptation to outsource accountability. When models generate recommendations with confidence, it becomes psychologically easier to follow than to question. Books show that disciplined investors resisted this pull. They treated AI outputs as hypotheses, not instructions. Every signal required a narrative explanation. If a machine could not be interrogated, it could not be trusted. Another recurring lesson is that AI sharpens the consequences of poor self-knowledge. Investors who already struggled with overtrading impatience or confirmation bias found that technology amplified those flaws. Faster data led to faster mistakes. By contrast, investors with strong internal discipline used AI to slow themselves down to validate stress tests and sometimes override instinct. These books also reveal that the most valuable function of AI was not return enhancement, but risk invisibility reduction. Rare correlations creeping concentration tail exposures. These dangers often grow unnoticed. AI surfaced them early. This allowed financial celebrities to make quiet adjustments long before problems became public. In this sense, technology protected reputation as much as capital. As AI adoption deepened, another insight became clear. Competitive advantage shifted again. When everyone uses advanced tools, differentiation comes from judgment under ambiguity. Machines excel at optimizing within known parameters. They fail when regimes change. Financial celebrities emphasized that the hardest decisions when data conflicts, when signals fade, when narratives break, remain stubbornly human. These investors also noted an emotional shift. AI reduced anxiety about missing information, but increased responsibility for interpretation. There was no longer an excuse for ignorance. When outcomes disappointed, the question became sharper. Was this a model failure or a human failure to contextualize ownership of outcomes remained unavoidable. Toward the end of these reflections, a unifying principle emerges. Technology does not make investing easier. It makes it more honest. Weak processes are exposed faster. Overconfidence is punished sooner. Discipline is rewarded more consistently. AI acts like a mirror, revealing the quality of the system it is embedded within. And so the story resolves without hype. Financial celebrities do not see AI as a path to omniscience. They see it as a tool that demands maturity. In the hands of those who respect uncertainty, it becomes a stabilizer. In the hands of those who chase certainty, it becomes an accelerant toward failure. If this reflection resonated with you, pause and ask yourself one honest question. If a machine gave you perfect data, but no wisdom, would your decisions improve? The answer reveals where your real edge lies. Share what this made you reconsider. And if you want to keep exploring book-driven insights about technology, money, and human judgment in an age of accelerating intelligence, subscribe and stay connected. Because in the end, the future of investing will not belong to those with the fastest algorithms, but to those who know when not to follow them.